Good morning. Good morning. Let's talk business broadcast, Tri County. The topic that we will be talking about today is preparing the end for your year tax liabilities. So we'll talk back and forth, me and Nicole, in regards to that. But first off, we would like to thank our President Club members for their membership and supporting the podcast, which are Southwest Airlines, Amico Federal Credit Union, and Primacor Office Solutions. We're going to be your guest host today. I am Tamisha Lowe Hendricks with TND Tax Service, and this is Nicole Curette with Secured Tax Service. We're going to start on different topics pertaining to the tax liabilities that you will be needing for this upcoming year, along with some extra little nuggets that we may give you guys this morning.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. It seems like tax time just ended for us and it's back again.
Yes.
But this is what we do, so we're ready. But we want to get you all ready. So in regards to, I'll talk about personal taxes, and Tamisha will handle the business taxes. She the big dog over here.
Oh my goodness.
So in regards for personal taxes, please make sure that you have all of your W-2s, especially with the epidemic. A lot of people was at regular jobs, but then got fired or let go, and then collected unemployment, and then started other jobs. But please make sure to wait until you have all of your W-2s or 1099s in before you come to the tax office. Because me personally, I have ran into a lot of times where I have clients that have take for instance some clients that work at the refineries. Some part of the year they're working in the refineries and they get the regular W-2s, but then the other part they're laid off for a time and they get unemployment from the work commission. So some forget that and forget to bring in that form. And then when they file their taxes in a year or two later, they're like, okay, well, I got a letter from the IRS that I forgot to file my unemployment. Yeah, you forgot to bring it to me. So that's why it wasn't filed. So just please make sure to wait until you have all of your tax documents. That also goes with like any interest statements from your bank, IRAs, and home mortgage statements also. Make sure that you have all of those things prepared. And if it's a husband and wife with children, we need to have everyone that's over 18's ID and social security cards. A lot of times people are like, why do you have to have that? My last person didn't have it. I'm like, I understand that's your last person, but I'm the new person, and I'm not going to jail for you and nobody else.
Right. I think what they don't understand is that we also have to do our due diligence.
Yes.
In regards to requirements that are required by the IRS for us to have. And the reason why we have to have those type of documents is not just to get your personal assets or know your person's social, or first of all, you're coming to us anyway. So you should be trusting in us that we're not going to tell you anything wrong, especially if this is a credible tax office.
Correct.
But per the IRS, we have to do our due diligence with personal and business pertaining to making sure that we have all the necessary requirements that we need in order to have for our file, just in case at any given time the state can walk into our office and give us an audit. Per folder, if we don't have the requirement documents that we need for each individual, if they're pertaining to dependents or W-2s or 1099s, whatever the case may be, we get fined $500 and something per hit. So we don't want to have to take a hit for something that we could have gotten from the beginning.
Correct.
I use the motto all the time, when you start off right, you end up right. That's with anything that you do.
That is correct.
So when it's pertaining to your taxes, it's not that you're just trying to get the money real quick. We're trying to, for one, get you the money that you're supposed to receive, but also we want to make sure we're doing it accordingly. So when she's telling you about the W-2s and the 1099s and the interest forms, everything that you're actually needing to file your personal taxes, you want to make sure you have all that to where they don't come knocking at your door, because they may not catch it the first year or the second year, maybe 3-4 years down the line, but they're gonna catch it somehow, some way, for the simple fact is that every single thing that you do pertaining to your social, if it's dealing with the job, if it's dealing with unemployment, if it's dealing with you being contract labor, and those people actually report it to the IRS, they know what you've done. So even if you try to keep certain documents out to get a bigger refund at that time, it's going to come back and hunt you. It's going to come back and actually it's going to be where you're even paying even more, because now they've added interest and penalty because you're not filing what you were supposed to file from the beginning.
Correct.
So what she is telling you is correct, and so we want to make sure and tell everyone that it's not that that person didn't ask for it, they were supposed to, they just didn't do it. So when somebody starts asking you for these certain documents, that should be alarming to you to say, hey, this person really know what they're doing, and this is where I should have been coming from the beginning.
Yes. Most definitely.
So I'll just kind of go into the business sector of it. It's almost kind of like the same thing pertaining to personal. We still need all your requirements pertaining to the business, but we'll need more business stuff aspect of it, like your LLC documents, your EIN, when the actual business was actually started, especially if you're somebody new coming into the office. We're going to ask for all those requirements, along with the business. If you've contracted out and you have worked with totally different companies and you have tons of 1099s coming in, you want to make sure that you have all those things in line, along with your receipts, especially if you're using more than one card and you're also paying cash for certain things. Sometimes people feel that they don't have to keep the necessary books in order to make sure that things are done accordingly, but you do. I tell all business owners that it would be good if you could use at least 2 different type of cards. And what I mean by that, if you're going to use a credit card, use one credit card specifically for business, and also use your actual business bank account. Because what that does is, one, it stops all the different paper trails where we're having 10 different things that we're having to itemize and look at, to where it itemizes it down and brings it down to 2 different documents that we're having to look at to make sure that we can get all your expenses pertaining to the business. And it's the same thing with throughout the year, you're wanting to make sure that everything is lining up, you're adding up everything, making sure that everything from the bottom line is done accordingly. It's the same thing when you're coming into an office. And at my office, I'm a real stickler. I'm very hard. I'm not processing anything until I have everything in hand. That's just where it's at. And I'll tell them, and if I lose the business, I lose the business, because I would rather lose it than me lose my license, because I'm just trying to push something through. So when it's pertaining to business, just make sure you have all your stuff in line. And if you don't, we will help you get your stuff or tell you what you need in order to get in line. But it's best to get started now. Just like she mentioned earlier, 2020, oh my gosh, we haven't had a break. Normally we will cut off at April 15th, but because they extended it to July 15th, still didn't mean everybody came in by July 15th to file their taxes. Actually, we're still filing people's taxes to this day. So we have been working year-round. Thankfully, we've been working, and it's been safe for us. We're trying to keep the necessary protocol of what needs to happen, but we haven't had a break. We haven't had an opportunity to take time off. And here it is now. We're getting ready to roll into
it again.
2021, and it's time to do it all over again.
Yes.
So we're coming to you all to kind of get you all ready for that. So again, just making sure that you have all your paperwork
together
in line to where you can file and it can go smoothly.
Yes.
So we have an event.
Yes, we do. We have a meet and greet for Region 1. We're going to be introducing our new Vice President, Mr. Jernigan.
Yes.
Yay! Yes, Mr. Jernigan. He was actually, I believe he was on the podcast last week.
Okay.
I believe so. So he is going to be bringing a lot of great experience and knowledge to Region 1 and actually to all of the regions. Anyone that needs help for whatever reason, he's going to be there to help out and answer anything that he can.
Right.
He's been in the business for years. He has like all the certifications for anything to do. So if it's anyone that knows about construction and all type of other businesses, it's going to be Mr. Jernigan.
Yeah, he'll be your go-to person to be able to help you go step by step in regards to what you're needing in order to get to where he is.
Yes, yes.
Working with the state and the city in regards to contracts and getting hub certified and different things like that. He will be your go-to person, as well as us.
Yes.
Because we're both board members with the Tri-County. I'm actually the treasurer.
Yes.
And Nikki does a plethora of things for us, and so it's a good asset for
Yes.
you to have under your belt, to be able to have those different certifications and be able to have somebody that walks you through and actually teaches you exactly what needs to be done, or what it is that you need to do in order to get those contracts, or to be able to get the certain connections that you need in order to make your business grow.
Yes.
Instead of just guiding you to a computer and telling you to push this button, and then you're having to read everything yourself. And as you know, a lot of times when people word certain things, the way they word it is not exactly the comprehension that you're getting from it.
Yes.
So it becomes very confusing. And I think with us, that's where we get stuck at.
Yes.
Because when we start reading certain things or going through certain processes, it's like, what are they talking about?
What are they talking about? We don't understand. And those acronyms, Miss Leandria says it all the time. Things are hidden in the acronyms.
Exactly.
If we don't understand what they are, it's just going to go over our head.
Right, and then we want to stop, and we want to give up. So in order to get some people that are experienced and that has the capability of being able to walk us through it,
yes,
explain it to us, making sure that we go to the end with it and actually accomplish it. Oh wow, that's a great feeling.
It really is. And the meet and greet is going to be tomorrow from 3 to 5 at the Courtyard Marriott in Kingwood. The address is 130 North Park Plaza Drive, Kingwood, Texas 77339. So if you're able to make it out, we'd love to see you. Once again, it's from 3 to 5, and we'd love to see if you could come out and make it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go back in a little bit in pertaining to 2021.
Yes.
Taxes, exactly when we're starting, some certain things that we may be offering. And it's going to be a couple of changes done. Of course, every year, when they get ready to change over, they shut everything down.
Yes.
So they're going to shut things down again, but we're going to actually be starting up January 2nd. I'm not for sure when you're going
to... that's around January 2nd is when I'll be starting, but I have 2 locations. So one is my main location, and one I have like a satellite office. Mm-hmm. I'll be in there a little early just to set up, to just try to get everything together. But January 2nd is when I will start the filing.
Yes. So that's right around the corner, 2.5 more weeks basically, and we'll be back at it all over again. So January 2nd, what does that mean? Because we're going to get that from a lot of people.
Yes.
That means that we will physically be in the office to take people's documents to start filing. We will actually start doing the fast cash advance too on January 2nd, and that's up to $6,000 depending on what your actual refund would be for personal.
Yes.
Okay, this is for personal. This is not for business. This is for personal. However, don't come January 2nd if you don't have all your documents.
Yes.
Well, how do you get your documents? You have some businesses that will give you your W-2s at the end of the year. Some will give you your 1099s at the end of the year. Along with, like she was saying, a lot of people with the pandemic have been hit hard.
Yes.
So you have Workforce Commission that's going to give you the... kind of like their W-2, WG, in regards to what you've received from them. You need to have all that in place. We cannot transmit, because once we transmit, we cannot get it back. So you need to make sure that you have all your documents in hand in order for us to process that.
Yes, and I wanted to touch on the Workforce Commission, because what a lot of people don't do is y'all do not get federal income tax withheld. And we know you need your money, but at the end of the year, it's like a catch-22.
Yes.
And if you're not having federal income tax withheld, then that means when we're putting in your regular W-2 and you have federal income tax withheld, but both those incomes are added together, it's not the regulated 10 to 15% that you should be paying into the IRS. Mm-hmm. And that's what throws your tax refund and everything off.
Yes.
So, and with this epidemic going on, a lot of people had to receive unemployment, and some people are still receiving it now.
Right.
And maybe some people did not know, about having it withheld, but moving forward, you should.
Oh, yes. I tell anybody, even though you're going through something, you still need to treat it like it's your income from an actual job, because that is going to become a problem.
Yes.
I've heard of it since unemployment started,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I asked, did you get on taxes taken out? No, nobody told me. I said, they're not obligated to
Yeah,
tell you.
they're
You
not.
going in and you have to read, and it asks you if
Mm-hmm.
you would like it to be taken out.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't understand that when they don't have federal taxes paid on the money that they have made or received, you have to pay taxes on that, so that your refund will then become lower than what
Yes.
you would normally get because of you not doing that throughout the year.
Yes.
And I think people just they feel like they need their money right then. If you understand that process, then
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, just
But
understand.
just understand, it's not us. First of
Yes.
all, it's not us that are putting numbers into the computer. We're taking your information that you're giving us and putting it into the system that we're using, and that's what calculates
Yes.
what you're actually getting. It's not us putting anything in extra. Besides, if you have a business and we're putting expenses in, that plays a little different factor. But pertaining to numbers that's black and white on documents that you bring in, we're not the ones that's controlling the number of what your refund is. So please don't get that mixed up when you see these different posts or people talking about what they can get you back. They can't tell you what they're going to get you back before they even see your documents.
They cannot.
So please stop believing that.
And they do need to also know, the public needs to know that we all, yes, we might all have different tax software, but all of our softwares are calibrated to the IRS's information.
Correct.
So
Correct.
don't think we making up these numbers and all this stuff. This is coming directly from the IRS. We might be using different software, but all of it is calibrated to the IRS's regulations.
Right. And going off of that with the calibrations, along with your dependents, you know, you'll start seeing probably within the next couple of weeks signs posted up saying,
Yes.
you know, you can get $10,000 for 3 kids, and you can get $14,000 for this and that. Again, each individual tax return is different.
It's different.
Everybody does not make the same amount of money. Everybody doesn't have the same dependents. So everybody's tax return will be different. You can't go off of somebody else's tax return, let alone you can't believe these signs that you are reading, because each one is different. Somebody might get $10,000, but their income was lower
Yes.
than your income because you made a higher amount of money. Therefore, the system is not going to give you more money for you making more money.
Yes.
They're going to give you less money because you made more money, and the people that they consider making lower income, they're going to kind of boost them up a little bit and give them a little bit more money to help with the dependents that they have.
Yes.
So you have to really kind of understand the whole tactic of taxes and the
Yes.
process and what it actually gives and brings to each individual. You can't go by that. You know, so please, I'm saying this, and they can call me and hate me if they want to, but nobody can tell you anything over the phone without
Yes.
seeing any type of documents. Nobody can tell you exactly what they can get you back without seeing any of your documents. Things have to be put into a system first,
Yes.
and hopefully they're not juicing it
Yes.
to get you to that number. But the thing is it may look good at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know it's not right, I advise you not to do it, because
Not to do
again,
it.
we said earlier, they will come back
Yes.
and send you an audit, and then you're going to be the one reliable for whatever's owed. It's not that person that put it into the system. It's going to be you, because you're the one accepted the money.
Correct.
Right?
That is correct. That is correct. And if you're getting audited, I mean, and I'm speaking from personal experience.
Yes. Yes.
When I was younger, and filing my taxes, because I'm also a real estate broker. But when I was just a realtor, I had a regular job, W-2, but I had 1099 income from my sales of real estate. So I brought everything into my tax guy. He forgot to put my 1099 income. So, and like Tamisha said, they might not catch it that year, but it might be the next or the next. And that's what happened to me. 2 years after that, I received a letter saying I owed $18,000. And I'm like, what? But that's because my broker at the time turned in my commissions to the IRS.
Right.
So he reported it, but I didn't report it. Therefore, I was audited.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I had to pay some of the money back, but I have a whole bunch of paperwork. I kept bank statements, everything.
To be able to write off some
things. So that's what I was able to do. I didn't have to pay all of the 18 back, but I did have to pay something back. Mm-hmm. So, just be very careful about that. And I know it's kind of getting off a topic, but in regards to the, a lot of businesses were getting the PPP.
Yes.
Yes. So, in regards to business, when people get into business, if you want to play with the big boys and big girls, you have to file your taxes correctly.
Yes.
I had clients that have businesses that wanted to try to get the PPP loan. But they were not giving money to people that is showing on your business taxes that you're not making any money. If you write everything off and your income is $5,000, how do you think they're gonna give you $20,000 or $50,000? You're only making 10 or 5.
Right.
So it's like a catch-22.
It really is a catch-22. The thing is everybody wants to make money.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not in a disagreement. I understand that everybody wants to make money. However, you have to spend money in order to make money. But not just that, you have to run it accordingly in order to make money. And when it's time for taxes, they want to, like you're saying, they want to write everything off.
Yes.
But then not realizing that if they don't show any type of income, and they want to try to go out and get these loans, that's what they're going to ask for.
They're going to ask for it.
Because if you're not showing that you're making any money when you know that you are, just because you don't want to pay into it. My thing is that I tell people all the time, when you have to start paying taxes a little bit, that's a good thing.
That is. That
means you're making some money.
Yes.
But you have to know how to handle your money in order to where it doesn't affect you at the end.
Yes.
And everybody cannot run a business. I'm sorry. Some people are 9 to 5.
Yes.
Some people are contractors.
Yes.
And some people are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
It's a place for everybody, and you have to know your place. And if you've been in business for over 5, 6, 7 years and you still saying that your business is not making money, just know they're going to come too.
Yeah.
Because they're only going to allow you so many years to say that you're not making any money.
And it's a hobby.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
So, we experience all these different tactics and different things from people, and we're just here trying to give you some things that we know and that we see daily on a yearly basis, getting phone calls, and I don't mind helping people try to get them on track or line them up accordingly, but I'm not going to give you free nuggets all the time either.
Correct.
Okay? And I'm not fixing to answer your phone calls every single time just to answer something that the person that you normally go to can't answer for you. Yes. If that's an issue and you can't go to the person that you normally go to and ask a question, or they get you together, then that's not where you need to be.
Yes.
And that's with anything in life.
Yes.
So 2021 tax season is coming up, and again, like we said, we're gonna be starting to get everything together to where people can start coming in and actually getting the fast cash advance out there, tax return. Again, it's up to $6,000. No, we have no control of who gets approved and who doesn't get approved. That's all pertaining to once your actual information is actually sent in.
Yes.
On the back end, they're the ones that look at everything, and they have their different things of what they look at. They may look at, have you ever been audited? They may look at, how often have you been filing? Are you filing the same people? It's the same things, because they the ones that's loaning you the money.
Yes.
Okay? It's not us. It's not the IRS. It's the bank end that's the ones loaning you the money. Anytime you get your money beforehand, it's not the IRS that's giving you the money. The IRS has just given the approval to the bank that they're going to reimburse the bank for giving you the money.
Yes.
Okay? So please don't call the tax preparer and say, what did you do? Why I haven't got my money at this certain time? I always tell people I can give you an estimated date, because that's what they tell us, 7 to 21 days, if they are not going through an audit or if they're not asking you for extra documents. Yes. Once we hit submit,
It's out of our hands.
It is out of our hands.
Yes.
Have you experienced people calling
I
or asking
have.
or like we've done something wrong pertaining to
All
the taxes
the time.
when we're just a middle person
I'm
sitting
like,
at the computer trying to help you?
I'm just a tax preparer that's putting in all the information that you give me.
Mhm.
Once we hit submit, that is it.
Right.
It's out of our hands. And in regards to the stimulus check, I have a lot of clients that do bank products
Mhm.
versus paying me directly.
Right.
And that was a big issue.
Oh my gosh,
I-
yes it was.
Yes. If okay, everyone knows that if you do not pay us directly, it's coming from our tax bank. So the IRS does not have your routing and accounting number, because how it works is that the IRS, once they fund your refund, they send it to our tax bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then our tax bank takes out our fee
Mm-hmm.
and send you your remaining amount. And we've discussed that with you before you left out of our office.
Correct.
Because if we didn't do it that way, then you would have to pay us up front.
That's correct.
And everyone doesn't have that to pay our fees up front, so they have the luxury of going through our tax bank. But if you go through our tax bank, you know the IRS doesn't, maybe you don't know, but you should know now.
Yes.
The IRS does not directly have your information. I got so many calls from my clients. And there was a lot of them that wanted me to go in the system and do that for you. Or when were they going to get their stimulus check?
Right.
Hey, I don't have anything to do with your stimulus check.
You know what? First of all, it was very confusing.
It was.
Because the way it was told, and I know that's what you're getting to, you need to call your tax preparer.
Yes.
Your tax preparer has your money. Because that's how it was said at first, that the money, that the stimulus, when they were giving it out, that's where it went, because that's how they were able to get their refund from previous,
Yes.
not knowing that they actually had the system set up to where they would be able to go in and put their own routing and account number and things like that. And I think that's another thing that that confuses people. We don't have a bank account that the money goes into. It's not our personal bank account.
No.
It's the tax software company's banks. They have 5 or 6 different banks that they choose to use, and that's who gets funded. It's not us. We get calls, like she was saying, all the time pertaining to it said it went to your bank.
Yes.
It's not our bank. It's the software system bank, and that's the bank that the IRS has actually said that they will affiliate with to send your money to in order for you to get your refund.
Yes.
So anytime you call in to anybody's office pertaining to your money, you always should ask them, can I have the bank's phone number?
Yes.
And then we can direct you to the actual person that you actually can speak to, and they can see on their ends if you've been funded or when it should come in. But the same information that you receive off the IRS website is the same information we're going to have, and it's going to be the same information that that bank has.
Yes.
Unless the system has updated themselves in regards to the IRS's system of where my refund is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people also, when they're going looking for their refund, check the system 5 times a day. You have to realize that they also will lock you out. If you've checked the system over 5 times in one day, you will no longer have an opportunity to check your refund, because you have exceeded the amount of times that the system will allow you to check to see when your refund would be released.
Yes.
They came out with these fast cash advances again for the simple fact is now that anybody that are carrying dependents, if you're underneath a certain threshold, you will not receive your money anyways until the end of February, beginning of March, if they are not requesting any other required documents. Are you in agreement, Nicole?
Yes,
with that?
and that's been going on now for at least the last 2 years.
Yes. So this will be the 3rd year
Yes.
that they're doing this in regards to anybody that's claiming any dependents. Now, some people say, well, my brother has dependents or my sister has dependents and they've received their money already. Hint, hint, your brother or sister or your grandmother or whoever this person that you're talking about made over a certain amount of money, and they're no longer in the earned income credit tax bracket anyway, so they're not even getting anything for the kids. They're only getting back what they actually paid into the federal withholding.
Yes, that is so true. That's true. And I wanted to say one thing about the fast cash advance loan. We would like for you, all the great public, to know that we don't receive any kickback payments or
Oh,
nothing
yes.
if you get a loan or not, or how much your loan is. We cannot determine that once we submit it, that's the bank's decision.
That is correct.
We can't say, oh, well, they only want $1,000. It's what they decide.
Right. And none of that money comes to us.
None.
This is just to help
you
all
taxpayers
out
Yeah,
in regards to giving you a little something before you actually get your actual refund.
Yes.
Because every office is not approved to give these advances.
Correct.
Okay. So the ones that are, this is just to help you all out because of the issue of them holding it until the end of February, beginning of March. So that's kind of out of our control. Even when you come in, before we even process it, I know you ask, well, what am I going to get? We can't tell you that because we just have to put the stuff in the system, and that's just an opportunity to see exactly what they will give you. Anything is better than nothing.
True.
So even if they only give you $500, that's more than what you had before you came into the office. So be grateful for whatever it is that they do give you if you are approved.
Yes.
So with that being said, let's go over again in regards to what's actually needed.
Yes. What's actually needed is going to be your IDs, driver's license, your social security number, cards for you, your spouse, and all your dependents.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need all of your W-2s. If you received unemployment, we need to receive that form from the unemployment office. Any 1098 mortgage statements, 1099 IRA statements, anything of that nature. And also, a lot of people now are getting into doing the stocks like Robinhood and stuff like that. They're also going to send you some information at the end of the year. And even if it's a little money or a lot of money, they also report that to the IRS. So don't discount that statement. We're going to need that also.
The capital gains, your dividends, or your losses, and different things like that. And it may be 100 and something pages.
Yes.
That doesn't matter. You still have to bring that information in.
Yeah, we don't want to see 100 pages, but we look at all of them.
I know.
Yes, we do. So most definitely those things. And in regards to business taxes, make sure you have all your receipts, credit card statements, however you keep up with everything. Make sure you have all that. Your papers from the state showing that you are LLC, S Corp, or whatever. Have your EIN numbers because we need that also when we file.
That's correct. And also, when you're bringing these documents in, if these are your only documents, we're going to make copies of these documents because we have to have a secure file for you to show exactly where we retrieve this information from. Some people come in and say, okay, I don't want to leave my documents, or why you're copying certain things. It's because, again, I mentioned earlier, at any given time, they can come into our office and audit. And they're going to want to know, well, how did you come up with this information if you don't have it in the file?
Yes.
The whole purpose is to where we can back ourselves to be able to back you to where you don't be put in that audit situation. Or if you're ever in that audit situation and just so happens something happens drastic and you've lost all your documentation, you have something at the office on the back burner to say, hey, I know where I can actually go and get this actual paperwork because they have a copy of actually what's going on. So like, give them a prime example, pandemic, a fire, hurricanes. That happened where tons of people lost all their credentials in regards to paperwork. If your tax preparer has it, if it's in their software system or whatever the case may be, you have a backup. So, you always have to look at it that way. It's not just, everybody's not out to get you. Everybody's not trying to steal your information. It's just that we're trying to make sure that we're in line just as well as you are.
Yes, because when I said I'm not going to jail for anybody, they really do have tax preparers that go to jail for not being in compliance or doing things that they should not be doing.
Right.
And we're not the two that's doing that.
Exactly. So, I want to try to mention something in pertaining to the upcoming year.
Yes.
The upcoming year is, again, right around the corner. We've already kind of explained to you in regards to certain things that you're going to actually be needing. If you would like to get in touch with us, I'm going to tell you again who I am, what I actually do, and other things that we actually offer, and then we're going to allow Nicole to do the same. So again, my name is Lowe Hendricks. I'm the owner of T&D Tax Service. We actually have quite a few satellite offices too as well in Tampa, Las Vegas, Atlanta, St. Louis, and one on the northwest side. I'm not just a tax preparer, okay? So I'm not just January through April. I'm open year round. We do payroll, we do business bookkeeping, we do ink fingerprinting, we have loan signing agents. We do a plethora of things. We also help businesses start up, so nonprofit, S Corp, LLCs, anything like that that you're needing help with. We are more than willing to help you along the way and get you lined up accordingly. You can, I can be reached at either 281 856-6568, or you can actually come out to our location, main location in Katy, Texas, which is 5425 North Fry Road, Suite 1303. Along with, you can either hit us on all the social medias, from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Yep, we're all over the place.
All over the place.
You know, and again, you don't. It's not necessarily that you have to come to us, but if you have a question or a concern or anything like that, or receive some type of audit papers and you can't get in touch with the person that actually helped you, feel free to give us a call. Nicole is going to actually give you some of her information too as well. So either or one of us will be able to assist with those different type of things, or even answering questions for you.
Most definitely. My name once again is Nicole Curette with Secure Tax Service. We have 2 locations, and we're year round also. We have one location that is year round. Like I said, I have a satellite office, but 7110 Lowndes Avenue, Suite B, Houston, Texas 77020, in the Denver Harbor area, Denver Harbor 5th Ward area. That office is there year round from 10 to with tax hours very extended. We're there a long time. And then my other office, the satellite office, is 9510 Scott Street, Houston, Texas 77051. And the number I can be reached at is 832-398-4514. I specialize in personal tax, small business tax. We also do a notary at the office. And like I stated before, I'm a real estate broker. So once you get that, that income tax check, let's put it down on a down payment for a house. Let's make it happen.
Oh, that's 2021 coming up. I like the way that sounds. On the bigger and better things.
That's right.
Utilize your money wisely.
Yes, most definitely. Because income tax checks are like the biggest checks that some people get once a year, for the year, and you should, and you can do whatever you want with your money, but you should use it wisely.
I think you said a good point on that. People would look at that as like another Christmas. But I think now, with the way things have been going on, people are thinking a little bit differently now in regards to, should I start a business? How can I invest this money? What can I do in order to make this money grow for me? So that was a good tip that you said. You in the real estate, utilize the money wisely. Don't go buy a one-shot quitter lemon car and only have it for a couple of months. Invest it in something that's going to invest in you to bring you more income in, just in case if something else happens.
This epidemic was really a lot of people started so many small businesses with this.
I love it.
A lot of people was just at home with the kids, not doing anything. People made masks. People made shirts, all type of different things, printing, you could do a lot of things. And every business, you don't need thousands and thousands of dollars to start it.
That is correct. That is correct. And with the pandemic, even though it's just what it is, it's a pandemic, I think it also brought a lot of people closer.
I believe so too. You couldn't go nowhere, do anything, you stuck in that house.
Exactly. So it brought a lot of people closer. It made people begin to understand a lot of different things. People's attitudes changed towards a lot of people. So I think this as a whole, it's a bad situation, but then again, it can also be turned into a good situation. And I tell people all the time that's actually in business, they say, well, my business didn't do what I wanted it to do. I say, but are you still open?
Are you still open?
If your doors are still open and you're still making some money, you have Fortune 500 companies that are bankrupt, that are closed down, and your little self is still open. Thank God, and be blessed, and keep it moving to where now you're looking forward to 2021, and hopefully this will kind of calm down and they can get some type of control over it
Yes.
to where you can move forward
Yes.
with doing certain things and pertaining to business,
Yes.
you know, or your personal life,
Yes.
as they may say. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good year coming 2020.
I believe it will be. I really do. You know, and I have clients that were, you know, just regular W-2 workers
Mm-hmm.
that have contacted me and, hey, Miss Nikki, you know, I started a entertainment rental company, you know, with the like blow up things.
Right, the events.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
and you know, they started that, and because the wife was, you know, she was home
Right.
working, you
Mhm.
know, she invested wisely. So,
Right,
it, you know, it
right.
helped both of them.
Right.
And she was like, what receipts and what do I need for when we file? You know, you got to think ahead.
You
know,
have to.
Some people, you know, some people do and some people don't, but we're letting you know you should.
Yeah, especially if you're running a legitimate business and
Yes.
this is not something that's just a hobby. Even if it is a hobby, I'm going to take that back. Even if it is a hobby and you're wanting to report it
Yes.
on your actual taxes, then yes, you need to make sure you're keeping the accurate information and
Yeah.
records in order for us to be able to file it and put it on the tax return to where you can get some type of credit for it.
Yes.
Because again, you have to spend money in order to make money, and that's with anything that you do. Even if it's you going to borrow some money from somebody else, you're still having to spend money in order to make money.
In order to make it.
So you have to keep good, accurate records, period, from small to big. It doesn't matter. Well, I just have a snow cone machine. Well, you're still making money. You're still spending money.
Yes.
So therefore, you're going to have receipts in regards to product that you're purchasing along with the product that you sold. So you just want to make sure that you keep aligned with all that stuff. So when we talk about tax liabilities, that's
Yes.
your liability. You're the one that's responsible for your business. So therefore, when you come into anybody's office, you need to make sure that you're ready.
That's
If
right.
you're not ready, call beforehand and
Yes.
ask questions. It's better for you to ask a question than not to ask.
Yes.
For you to be able to know what you need to bring to where you're not going back and forth. Because again, I will say for myself, speaking personally, I will not process anything until I have everything in hand. And that's just where it is. And that, again, that's taking liability off of myself.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to get audited, along with you're taking responsibility to say, hey, I am in line with everything and I'm bringing in everything for what you're saying that's needed in order for me to be able to get these certain credits. With the new changes and new, you know, politics and different things like that, there will be some things that
Yes.
do transpire before the actual season start,
Yes.
and we will be updated on those type of things.
Yes.
So again, if you have any questions or concern, you can always call one of us and we will be able to explain to you what it is that has changed or what is changing or what it is that you actually need.
Yes, that's true. And you brought up a good point that, you know, things are going to be changing,
Mhm.
especially, you know, when the administrations change over, you know, different guidelines and things have to be set in stone.
Mhm.
So, and sometimes the tax software companies, they have to wait until they receive that before they can move forward. 'Cause
Exactly.
if I'm not mistaken, it was it? I think it was in regards to the mortgage statements.
Mhm.
We couldn't like file those.
Until a certain date.
Yes,
That
until
is
a
correct.
certain date.
That's correct.
So you know, it's some things that's going to be different every year. It's always something different, but most definitely when administrations change over,
Mhm.
there's always going to be a difference.
Yeah, always. You know,
Yeah.
and again, we can't change that.
Out of
We
our control.
can't push it through. We can't move forward. We can't do anything until everything lines up pertaining to the government.
Yes.
Period. So it doesn't matter. Like now, we can be saying January 2nd and something changes,
Mhm.
we're going to have to change that date. It has nothing to do with us. It's just of what they're saying that we have to do. It's their requirement. So if the software system is not set up right and it's not according to what now they're saying need to be done and they have to change it, then dates will change.
Yes.
But, you know, again, that's something that we'll have to stay updated on and keep everybody posted if that is the matter,
Yes.
you know, come next year. But, again, we're going to tell you we're having a actual meet and greet tomorrow in Kingwood at
Yes.
the Courtyard Marriott at 130 North Park Plaza Drive Kingwood, Texas 77339 from 3 to 5. We would love for you to come out
to see you there.
and meet. Love for you guys to come out and meet us, and even find out about the chamber and exactly what we do in order to be able to help you succeed in your business, or actually get you to where you need to be in regards to getting contracts and getting certified and different things like that. This is the place that you need to be. I'm telling you, it's like a pop-up shop that's going to give you free nuggets pertaining to getting contracts. I'm going to say that again. Contracts.
Yes.
Not contract. Contracts.
With an S.
With an S. With the city and the state.
Yes.
You can't beat that. Don't say, well, that's not the type of business that I do. It's not about that. It's about getting certified to be able to get those type of things. Don't limit yourself. So this is the place to be tomorrow. Courtyard Marriott, 130 North Park Plaza Drive, Kingwood, Texas 77339, 3 to 5. We will actually be there. So if you want to ask questions pertaining to taxes or business or anything like that, feel free. We will be there. That's what we're going to be there for, in order to be able to meet you and help you out. Again, my name's Tamisha Lowe Hendricks. I'm with T&D Tax Service. We offer a plethora of things in regards to personal and business, along with Miss
Nicole Curette with Secure Tax Service. Tamisha and I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in to Let's Talk Business, Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce podcast. Thanks to our President Club members for their membership and the support of our podcast. Southwest Airlines, Amico Federal Credit Union, Primacor Office Solutions. We want to say thanks, and hopefully we'll see you all on tomorrow.
Have a great evening.